I'm going to show a way that Mason has informed us. He has communicated with us through his direct access book. This is one that normally a child would, the goal is for them to point to whatever they want to say. But for Mason, we know that it's just too difficult for him. But it has been successful in that he is learning these pathways. And this is one of the instances, the conversations we had. He was whining, and we could tell it was something negative, and he was upset. And so I modeled, oh, Mason, you have something to say, more to say. Something's wrong. And then I started scanning. So this is what we will be doing with his partner-assisted scanning book, because he has shown us that he can do that. So he will give a yes or a no, which right now he can give a no head nod, but it's very, very random. He doesn't do it very often. We've seen it a lot more lately since we've been working on this, but I will go through and scan. Are you sick? Hurt? Sensory? So I'm trying to give just a little bit of time, just because I know him and I don't have to give a long pause. So I went sick, hurt, sensory. I don't want to do it. And he did a yes head nod. So I said, you are telling me you have more to say. Something's wrong and you don't want to do it. So then I go to 4D, which leads me to don't like. Go to 4D, and I start scanning again. And I'm asking him, I just don't want to do it. It makes me mad. And when we got to it makes me mad, he started laughing. And, you know, it was very clear that that's what he was wanting to say. And I figured it out through scanning. And so it was really exciting. His Matt, his dad, and his caretaker and myself, we all witnessed this, and it was really awesome. And so I repeated it again. You have something to say, more to say, something's wrong. I don't want to do it, and then it makes me mad. So we knew, I mean, it was very clear that's what he wanted. And so the activity we were doing, we stopped and we let him know, okay, you told us you don't want to do it, that it makes you mad. And we stopped doing it, and he went on and played with his toys, and he was, it was very powerful for him to know that, okay, I am communicating. And mom and dad figured it out. This is another thing he said through scanning with his direct access, which has led us to, okay, the partner assisted scanning is really what we need to be doing. He was giving a negative whine, a negative, way of letting us know something was up. More to say. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Sick, hurt, sensory. And I was going a little bit slower. I don't want to do it. Tired, uncomfortable. And when we got to uncomfortable, he gave me a yes head nod. And this was when he was going to school. And he is actually the nurse that was with him at the time. I was there, she was there, the para was there, and I repeated it again. More to say, something's wrong, you're uncomfortable. You're telling me you're uncomfortable. And he had Botox the day before, so I don't know if that's what it was, but it was very clear. He had a very good yes head nod that he was uncomfortable. So we ended up going home for the day. So another thing has done, More to say, something's wrong. I went through and scanned everything, turned the page. Actually, oops, made a mistake. Back to one. This is what we said. More to say. Don't like. Don't like. Not, bad, naughty. Silly, mean, annoying. I was actually going a little bit slower. Boring. And when we got to boring, that's what it was. And we were actually testing for an eye gaze device. And we just didn't have, the test we were doing was just, it wasn't fun. It was not fun at all. I mean, the kid, he loves his cartoons. He loves to watch his iPad, and he would not look at it. I mean, he did everything but look at it. He purposefully turned his head the other way. It was clear to the Toby rep. It was clear to his speech therapist. It was clear to the caretaker and I that he was saying it was boring. And I don't blame him. I mean, to try to stare at this little, monkey to try to make it move, it just wasn't a very fun game. So, anyways, just a few things that ways Mason has communicated with us already. Communication is powerful, and eventually we hope to do more of a high-tech pod, maybe with the use of a button or trying eye gaze again. So anyways, these are just a few of our, this is one I actually just made for me to keep in the car when we're stopped somewhere and I have something to say, or say we're at the grocery store waiting for Dad. I can go ahead and communicate while I'm up front in the driver's seat, pulled over, or at the gas station, and so I can do it from memory some, but it's great to have just the small one for me when I'm up front and I can't reach his book or have access to the big book.